hello. I am doing my sister's nails today. So I'm going to show you. This is my beautiful sister, Julie. And she was staying with me while she has her radiotherapy, or some of her radiotherapy. So we decided to set up a campaign where we wear really obscure t-shirts and swear at cancer a lot. So that's what we did. She will be staying with me again for the end of her treatment as well. So I'm going to give her pretty nails. I'm using all Nailmate acrylic system. I've already prepped and applied tips. The glitter acrylic we're using is called My Girl. It's absolutely stunning. It's pinks and golds, and there's butterflies in there. The nude acrylic that I'm using is Goddess. Goddess is a really universal nude. It's got a slight gold shimmer, and obviously crystal clear as well. Now I've already prepped and applied the tips. And she wanted coffin this time. So we soaked off the old set and got these all on and ready. Now my sister has like hook nails naturally, so I have to account for it when I'm applying product, because the centre of her nail is actually quite thick. If you look from the side, it curves. And it's very easy to end up with a curved nail that points down if you don't sort of change the trajectory. Yeah. So I'm just applying a little bit of clear acrylic, and I remembered, okay, I don't need to do it this way, because actually for somebody with this nail shape, it's probably easier to do it a slightly different way, and then you'll avoid bulkage. We don't want bulk, right? It's the last thing we want. So instead, I'm going to apply right here on the join line. I'm going to blend it down slightly and then really thinly blend it back. Then I'm avoiding adding bulk to the area that doesn't need it, but I'm building up the area that does need it. I hope that makes sense. The reason I'm using clear acrylic is because we're doing a design set, and at the time I did not know what I was doing on what nail. I just went with the flow. So I was going to say prepared. I protected each nail in case I whipped out a coloured acrylic or anything like that. Always put a clear base down. It's your strongest acrylic because there's no pigment in there. So it gives great adhesion to the nail plate and then whatever product you put on top. But also you don't run the risk of any staining on the natural nail plate, because that's not good. We don't want staining. We don't want somebody going away with, like, I don't know, green fingers or orange fingers. So look, just it's really thin, but it will protect. Now this nail I'm going to do an ombre, so I'm going to apply Goddess first, which is that beautiful kind of universal nude shade with a slight gold shimmer. It's so subtle but really beautiful. And I'm just going to thin it out. It was very, very hot, and my acrylic was setting super fast. I was like, oh my God. What are you drinking? I've got Yorkshire tea, always, obviously. I need to go back and reply to your comments on my last video. I'll do that in a minute. Cup of tea. And it is 8:06 in the morning here. Yes. Right, so I'm just filling in little bits that I might have missed, you know, as you do. Very gentle. And I'm not overly worried about the way it feathers down, because I'm going to have acrylic glitter mixed at the tip. So it doesn't need to be perfect. Does not need to be perfect. Apologies for yawning. I am tired, honey. It's very, very warm here. What did I do on this one? Oh, this is a full nail of nude. And we'll do a design on top. So I'm going to do like the 3 bead technique. So I've applied my bead. I'm going to push, tap, walk it down the nail. Doesn't need to be too thick because I'll be applying more and more, so it'll build up. And in with the second bead. I'm working a bit wetter than normal because obviously it was really warm. So you need to kind of adjust your ratio for the weather. Or if you can control the temperature of your room, obviously that's ideal, but I couldn't. Need some AC in my life. But as you can see, I'm still tapping, pulling, adding that product to the tip, which is why I wasn't like overly concerned about how much product would be there, because more is on its way. And I'm still trying to keep that shape because, you know, the more I do now, neatening just by tapping with my brush, the less filing I have to do. So if you can just tap something with your brush and make it neat, why would you want to like file it? Ugh. Such a annoying part of the job. That's the one part that hurts me, but you can't really avoid it. I mean, I could if I did like the full cover tips and just stuck them on and painted them, but that wouldn't satisfy me. So there we go. I'm just blending that little bit back, and then I'm going to use the side of my brush and just keep everything in order. I noticed it was very thin there, so I'm adding a bit more product. Again, it'll all be refined. See how quick that's setting up? It'll all be refined anyway with the file. But yeah, it was setting fast. This is the glitter, my girl. Look at that. She's beautiful. We're doing a full coverage nail of that. So when I'm working with glitter, I'll work a little bit wetter, and I'm not too strict on like how many beads or anything. I'm not strict anyway. I'll do what I want. You know me, rebel. But what I'm trying to do is build up the opacity, but also there are certain pieces in this glitter that are really, really cute, like the little butterflies. So I want to make sure they're kind of on the top as well. So I'll add a couple of those from the set. Luckily, some of them just kind of fell into place. I was like, oh, you're meant to be there then. But if not, don't be afraid to just like wet the end of your brush and pick up a couple of pieces from the pot and stick them where you want them. Because it's pre-mixed, it makes life easier. I must admit, you don't have to faff about. I've got loads of raw glitter that I use, but sometimes a pre-mixed is just, it's nice and easy. Right, so this nail is going to be another ombre. So I've gone for the cuticle bead first, using the tip of my brush to tuck it in. And then I'm using the middle of my brush to move the product. You see me slightly wet the nail, because again, it's a very warm day. Product is setting super fast. And then it just fades and ombres towards the tip of the nail. I'll add little bits here and there if I feel it needs it, but to be honest, sometimes you can just do that for ages. And then onto the thumb, which is slightly out of shot because I'm a pro, babes. Yeah, get me. But we're doing a full nail of the glitter, which you've seen. But my God, isn't it beautiful? Gold, pink, little hint of white. Oh, it's just freaking delightful. It's so beautiful. I wish I'd done a glitter swoosh now, actually thinking about it. You can't beat a swoosh, can you? If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's like a swirl from, say, the bottom left corner of the nail at the tip up to the top right, and you kind of make it like a swirl, like an S shape. Love a swoosh. They're very nice. Sorry that it's slightly out of shot, but we were chatting so much. My poor sister's gone through so much. And she is halfway through her radiotherapy treatment now. She's a trooper. She's tired. They've had to stop her chemotherapy because she reacted to it. She ended up having a heart attack. So it's been a rough couple of weeks for her. This is the ombre, so I'm applying the glitter acrylic and feathering it back. And I would recommend working in smaller beads because sometimes and if you don't, you run the risk of like having this huge amount of glitter and then your ombre is just, your ombre is not ombreing. It's simply splatting. My cat wants to sit on my lap. You'll have to sit next to me, I'm working. Mummy's working. So ombre on this nail as well. keeping those sides nice and neat. You see the difference if you just take an extra couple of seconds to just pop, less work with the file later on. Makes it so much easier. Want to get a couple of butterflies in there. My sister's scared of butterflies. I stuck them on her nails. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Maybe a bit of immersion therapy will help. Who knows? I'm just adding little bits here and there if I need it. Again, you know, you can just crack on with it. So the middle and tip of the nail need encapsulating. The cuticle area does not. I'm just blending back because I've built the apex, as you can see. So I'm literally just encapsulating. And what do we say about glitter? If it ain't matte, it ain't capped. So you see how the shimmer has gone from that glitter? That's telling me that I've covered it. It's covered, it's safe. Because you need to file that nail back. If you don't protect your glitters or colours, then you will just file it away. So it's really important to get a nice even encapsulation. Like, whilst bearing in mind, you need to keep your shape and you need room for filing. She's going to bug me and lay all over me regardless of whether I let her. She's just going to push her way in, this cat. So I'm keeping it neat again, because then there's less filing, which means less chance of cutting into the glitter. And I'm always blending the back bit of the bead. You know, see how I tilt my brush and just flatten down the back, because you don't want a step up. Obviously, I don't have to encapsulate the completely nude nail because that is a core powder, which means that gives you the strength you need. It doesn't need any extra strength. And here I'm using the tip of my brush, very tip, to tuck it in. Tip to tuck, middle to move. There we are. I don't need to build a huge apex because of the shape of my sister's nails. You've got to be careful how you do it. Again, back of that bead getting pressed in. And then we're going to walk the rest of the bead down the nail. If it ain't mad, it ain't capped. And I'm not, I don't apply much pressure with my brush because you don't want like bubbles and stuff. I mean, to be fair, I've never had that problem with this acrylic brand, so I'm wondering whether it's a brand thing or if it maybe is a user thing and it's just because I'm experienced. Take that excess away, we don't need it. And we'll encapsulate the thumb as well. Come on, Misha, come and have a cuddle. I swear my laptop's about to break because sometimes the fan doesn't kick in, my MacBook, and right now the fan is not kicking in and this thing is hot. It is really, really hot. If this goes, I'm done for, chaps. Right, same encapsulation technique. Making sure I keep a close eye on structure and shape. Cup of tea. Ooh. If you got it, drink it. That's another one. Put that on a t-shirt. If you've got it, drink it. Now, I need to think about changing my name. So I don't know whether to completely change it or just change it a little bit. But there will be a rebrand of sorts because I'm going through a divorce. I don't really talk about it, which is fine. I don't really want to. I mean, not openly anyway. But yeah. Anyway, I don't know where that thought came from. It just popped in my head and came out of my mouth. I filed the nails into shape. I didn't show you that on camera because it's just cat-candid trying to film it. My sisters wanted some bling bling. So out came the crystals, obviously. Can't remember the names of what I'm using. That's a raindrop, teardrop, raindrop. I don't know what size that first crystal was. I suspect it's like an SS 8 or 10, but I'm not entirely sure because I don't have it written on the thing anymore I'm using. But I'm just faffing around. There was no plan. I just sort of got some crystals out and thought, oh, let's do a sparkly nail. So that's what I did. The adhesive I'm using I get from Amazon. A lot of my stuff, my basic day-to-day salon essentials are from Amazon, so I have a link that you can click on, and that's the stuff I use. So I've used it for years, and I recommend it. Look how nice we're looking. Very, very good. The best thing is applying crystals on a filed nail because they just stick. Like, your adhesive just works so much better than if you go and try and put them in on top coat or even matte top coat. Look at that lovely sparkly nail. Isn't it pretty? Oh, that went wonky. There we go. Pretty lady. Right, now I'm going to top coat the nails because I want to do a flower on one of the nails, a nice 3D rose, and that works much better on a top coated surface. So we're going to top coat these nails, seal them in and protect them. Isn't that lovely? I'm using Madam Glam's no wipe top coat. It's my favourite. It's what I use on everything. I've actually bought one of their refill bottles. It's fantastic because I always know I've got a refillable bottle in the drawer and I can just pop it and decant it into my top coat bottle. I'm using my detailer brush here to seal these crystals. You've got to go round, right round and in between as much as you can to completely lock it down and seal it in place, and then they won't come off. You'll be trying to prise them off with pliers. I'm not even joking. They will not come off if they're sealed correctly. I'm not saying I always get it right. Like, if I lose concentration, which seems to happen about every 30 seconds, then there's a chance I'll miss a little section, or like I didn't tuck the brush in properly or something like that. And that's enough to create an area of like weakness where a little bit of moisture can get in or some fibres, and then it won't take much for the crystals to pop off. So just take your time sealing them in. There we are. By the time I see my sister for her next treatment, she'll produce some new nails because she's not staying with me for all of her treatment. She's also staying with her best friend as well. So we're kind of sharing the support, which is nice for my sister because it means she gets lots of people sort of rallying around and helping her. We're going to kick cancer straight in the face, like really, really hard. It's a horrible, horrible, evil thing. Okay, I've cured these nails in the lamp for 1 minute, and now I'm applying white acrylic. This is actually from Euphoria Nails because I don't think I have one from Glitter Planet. Waiting for it to polymerize so it goes matte, and then I'm going to make it a croissant out of it. And then turn my brush and have my brush slightly damp with monomer, and then press out. And you really want that bead to be quite mattified because then you'll get the little textures in there like the petals. I would like to play around with inks, you know, the nail inks, because I think that I could put some of that in a little dappen dish and then use an art brush to kind of add colour to the flowers and add dimension, because they're quite flat, aren't they, when they're just white. So I might have to have a look and see if I've still got inks. I think I do. That would be, or I could use watercolours, to be fair. Like a little watercolour palette. Or I could use dry, like eyeshadow pigment as well. That would work. But yeah, sorry, thinking out loud. As you can see, if you get it at the right consistency, it's so easy to just press out the petals. I love doing flower nails and flower designs. I just love it, like with acrylic. It's just my favourite thing to do. I do want to do some more extravagant ones. So, yeah, maybe I'll do that. Maybe I will. And then post them. Just having the time. But actually, I'm not singing as much in July because my bandmate's going on holiday. How frickin' rude. How dare he have a life with his family? I want to sing, but it just means I've got more free time and I won't be as tired. So I will do some more. I might actually create a new course for you guys. Would you like that? A more advanced course. If there's any suggestions, let me know. We can do like a more advanced flowers with acrylic. There's loads you can do. We could do an advanced crystal placement. We could do, I don't know, what would you like? Let me work on it. Let me write the course and then deliver for you guys. That would be so much fun. We could do lives together in the like a private page. So we could hang out and work on the nails together, and I could make you guys some really beautiful certificates. Anyway, I digressed. Let me know what you think about that idea. Here's the finished set. I let her sit down on the sofa because she was a very tired lady, and Teddy's giving her cuddles. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I'll see you in my next one. Bye bye.